I've been using the Google Pixel 5 as my main phone for about 8 months now, but let's see how good it is in 2024. The design of the Google Pixel 5 is really nice in my opinion, especially from the front. It has thin symmetrical bezels, which you don't see on Android phones that often. And it also has a small camera cutout in the top left. It's a nice and clean look in my opinion, but it's also nothing special. But that doesn't mean that it's bad. When we take a look at the back of the Google Pixel 5, Google says that it's made from aluminium, however they put a coating of plastic on it, so it's actually plastic. And it doesn't feel as premium as some other Google Pixel phones, for example the Pixel 3 or 4. It has a nice rounded shape, so it feels comfortable in your hand, and on the bottom of the phone there is a USB-C port, but sadly there is no headphone jack on this phone. The charging of the Google Pixel 5 is fine, it's nothing special, it's not extremely fast but also not slow. Luckily it does support wireless charging, but also reverse wireless charging. The power button has a different color and on the back there is a fingerprint sensor, and I think it's amazing. It is extremely fast and reliable and it unlocks your phone immediately, and it's so much better than the more recent in-screen fingerprint sensors. It also has the swipe down for notifications feature. The battery life of my Pixel 5 has held up pretty decently. I can get through a day, but not much more than that. Unless I don't use the phone that much, then I can probably get about 1.5 days. I've never had a single time with this phone that I didn't get through the day, even if I used it a bit more compared to what I normally do. It has a 6-inch 90Hz display on the front with a 1080 by 2340 resolution. In my opinion the screen looks really nice, colors look nice, and I don't have any issues with it except that it doesn't go bright. It's just a bit dim in my opinion, and it's even dimmer than the older Pixel 2. Which is really weird, and maybe that's because of my screen protector, I have no idea. But it's just one thing that I dislike about it. Other than that, it's great. On the bottom of the phone there is a speaker, but there's also an earpiece behind the display and it will be used as a second speaker for stereo audio. However, they are very unbalanced and the sound quality of both speakers isn't good. However, it can get loud. It's usable, but nothing amazing. On the back of the Google Pixel 5 you can see it has two cameras, a normal one and an ultra-wide one. Sadly there is no telephoto here, however the images of the main and ultra-wide camera can look very nice in my opinion. They have good detail and dynamic range, and the camera is also very easy to use, with almost no shutter lag, and the images that you get out of it are nice. The camera app is basic and it has most of the necessary features you need. However, it doesn't have a full manual control mode. The autofocus of the Google Pixel 5 is also really nice in my opinion. But the video quality of the Pixel 5 isn't amazing. It is decent, with very good stabilization, however the detail isn't the best. Also because it doesn't have a telephoto camera, it's not that good when you start to zoom in a lot. But overall, especially for photos, the camera is really good. You can get some amazing shots with it, and it has good autofocus but also good stabilization and low light performance. It has a 6-inch screen, a 16 megapixel ultra-wide and a 12 megapixel normal camera that can shoot 4K video, 8 GB of RAM, a Snapdragon 765G and a 4080 mAh battery. It's also 151 grams. So it is a nice light phone. There's also Gorilla Glass 6 on the front and it is IP68 water and dust resistant. There's only one storage option, which is 128 GB, and in my opinion that's definitely enough. Also because this is the last phone that has unlimited Google Photo backup storage. So you can upload photos to the cloud with your Google Photos account for free. Keep in mind that this is in reduced quality, but it's still an amazing feature to have. This phone came shipped with Android 11 out of the box, however now it's on Android 14 and it has the November 5th 2023 security update. But I think this is the last update, maybe it will get one more security update, but not much more than that. But if the phone won't get any updates on the future, it doesn't mean that the phone is unusable, but maybe a bit less safe to use. But a while back I was also using my Pixel 3 a few months after it didn't get any security updates and it was still fine. In terms of speed and performance, the phone is also great in my opinion. It's nothing amazing because it doesn't have a flagship chip inside. It is good enough for day-to-day tasks like internet browsing, scrolling through Twitter, watching YouTube videos. It's not the fastest and it's definitely not meant for gaming, but in my opinion it's definitely not very slow. Sometimes a few apps might take a little bit of time to open, but for daily things I haven't noticed any issues. Also, because the screen is 90Hz, it will feel a bit faster compared to the Pixel 4a 5G, even though that phone has the same chip inside of it. So should you buy one in 2024? I think yes, if you can find one for a good deal used, and if you don't mind getting no security updates anymore. And the phone still feels fast, it has a great camera, especially for the price. It has decent battery life, good enough performance for most standard things like internet browsing, a nice screen, but also a fast fingerprint sensor. So in my opinion, this is still a decent phone. Of course, it's not perfect, the speakers aren't amazing, it doesn't have a telephoto camera and the update support is probably going to stop soon, but I will keep using my Google Pixel 5 as my main phone. What do you think of the Pixel 5? Let me know in the comments down below and thank you so much for watching.